Hey tribe, after posting my last video on self-gaslighting, someone asked me, but how do I actually develop self-compassion? And this is a great question because when you've spent years doubting your feelings, second-guessing yourself, or beating yourself up, compassion or self-compassion might not come naturally. In fact, it might feel uncomfortable or even impossible. But self-compassion is not about being soft or indulgent. It's about extending kindness, patience, and understanding to yourself as you would to a good friend or to a family member or to someone you care about. And this is a trainable skill. And today, I'm going to share 3 powerful research-based practices to start cultivating self-compassion in your daily life.
This is Soul Sense Empowerment by Estar. Heal your mind and body. Elevate your spirit. Empower you.
So why is self-compassion important, or why should we cultivate or develop it? Research shows that self-compassion is linked to increased emotional and mental well-being, happiness, and resilience, while reducing anxiety, depression, and the fear of failure. By nurturing self-compassion, you develop a supportive inner environment where you can cope better with challenges and motivate positive change rather than, succumbing to your harsher inner critic. So when you gaslight yourself, you are living in what psychologists call the threat system, constantly on guard, constantly criticizing yourself, constantly expecting the worst from every situation. What self-compassion does is cultivate a completely different part of your brain, the soothing system. This is where you feel safe, calm, and able to see yourself clearly or able to see situations clearly. Think of it this way. If self-gaslighting is the harsh inner critic, then self-compassion is the kind, supportive friend you carry inside of you. And you can strengthen that voice with a lot of patience, with understanding, and kindness. So today, I'll share with you the 3 practices I know that work and which I've actually used on myself. So let's get to it. Practice number 1, compassionate imagery. And this comes from what they call compassion-focused therapy. The idea here is quite simple. You simply imagine a figure, either real or imagined, who represents compassion. Someone who is wise, kind, patient, and completely on your side. It might be a loved one, a mentor, even a spiritual figure, or even a version of yourself. When you feel like your inner critic is flaring up, I'm overreacting, it's my fault, I shouldn't feel this way, etc. Pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what would my compassionate figure say to me right now? This will change how you experience the moment because you're giving your brain a new script to follow. Practice number 2, compassionate self-talk and journaling. Most of us have a running dialogue or even multi-dialogues in our heads. And for many, these are usually brutally negative. What journaling does is bring those thoughts into the light so you can rewrite them. And here's how you can do that. Write down the harsh thoughts. For example, I shouldn't be upset about ABCD. Then write the compassionate response. For example, it makes sense I feel upset. Anyone in my position would. It's simple, but over time, this trains your brain to default to the kindness instead of criticism. And this is exactly why I created the self-awareness kit. It gives you prompts and exercises to spot these patterns and start replacing them with healthier ones. You'll find the link, as always, in the description if you want to work through some of these alongside the practice. And practice number 3, soothing the body. Compassion isn't always about thoughts and feelings. It's about calming the nervous system. If your body is always in the fight or flight or fawn or freeze mode, no amount of self-talk, no amount of positive self-talk would stick. So try this. Place a hand gently on your chest or on your stomach, and then slow your breathing. For example, you can breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 6. As you breathe, repeat something simple, like it's okay to feel how I feel. It's okay to respond to this situation as I respond. I am safe in this moment. This is called soothing rhythm breathing, and it signals to your body that you are not in danger, which makes it much easier to treat yourself with kindness. So compassion is not a one-off exercise, it's a long-term practice. It's like going to the gym for this muscle. The more you catch your self-critical thoughts and swap them for kinder, compassionate ones, the stronger the muscle becomes. And here is a little test you can use every day. Ask yourself, would I say this to a friend I care about? If the answer is no, then you shouldn't be doing it to yourself. You shouldn't be saying this to yourself either. One of my favorite reminders of this comes from the Bible, actually, from 1 John 3, verse 20, which says, if our hearts condemn us, we know that God is greater than our hearts, which I think means the inner critic doesn't get the final word. We are entitled to see ourselves with the same compassion and kindness and patience that God already does. So if you've been gaslighting yourself, remember this. Self-compassion is the antidote. And self-compassion is powerful because, we can never truly silence the inner critic, all those harsh, critical things we say to ourselves. We can never silence them completely. And this is okay because it's part of being human and we need it to grow and to challenge ourselves. However, what we can do is lower the volume. And while lowering the volume of the inner critic, strengthen the voice of compassion so that it has more influence over how we live, how we respond, how we make choices and decisions. And in my next video, I'll share with you exactly how you can actually train self-compassion like a muscle with practical tools from Compassionate Mind Training. If this is something you know you need, make sure you're subscribed so we can walk through this together. And if this video helped you, give it a like, subscribe for more self-empowering content, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And if you're ready to take it to the next step, the ultimate next step, download the self-awareness kit in the description. It's packed with prompts and exercises to help you to put these practices into action and build real self-trust and compassion based on your self-awareness. Remember, self-compassion is not luxury. It's a foundation for healing. It's a foundation for truly living our best version. So see you in the next video. In gratitude, bye for now.